guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Hyundai in Newport Richey, sunny Newport Richey, Florida, and we have something very new, very special. This is the 2019 Hyundai Kona. Now let me give you a little history lesson. It's gonna be real brief. That's because the Hyundai Kona has only been around for 1 year. The introduction was last year, 2018, into that very heated, it's quickly like gaining speed, compact SUV market. And I really think that with the Kona, Hyundai has really aligned themselves with their other SUVs that they have, the Tucson, the Santa Fe, so on and so forth, with this Kona to get it into a great price point, great size, with a lot of features for the money. Let's go ahead and check out this 2019 Kona. Now this one is a limited, so there's gonna be things that are specific to that, which we'll get to in a little bit. But right off the bat, the color, the styling is all about being in your face. And I like that, I think it works. You can see that Hyundai has decided to have the running lights up top, headlights down below, functional air vents on the side. Now this one is fake, but this is actually an aerodynamic vent. Air is gonna hit the front fascia, go down the side. One of the problems that some of you have actually alerted to me, since I live in Florida, is snow might be a problem with having the headlights lower. So I'm gonna zonk this for all my northern viewers and subscribers that have to drive in the snow. This could be a problem and maybe they should go back to having it up here. But what it does by allowing the headlights down here is it really gives you a very slim, aggressive appearance from the hood. As we go across the front of the grille area, I think Hyundai has really hit the nail on the head with the styling. It lets you know that this is a Hyundai product, and I like the mixture of materials. Got some nice flat black, little bit of chrome around the grille area, that nice large Hyundai symbol, and then you got some silver down here that's all integrated nicely into those fog lamps. So you have your running lights, headlights, fog lamps, and a clean package. And this color, I'm telling you, just screams, hey, this is a 21st century, take a look at me. But I really like the direction that they've gone with the Kona. Really gonna stand out in that compact SUV market. Let's go ahead and look at the side of this Limited. Really like the flat color, brought into the wheel arches, gives it more of a rugged look. This is front wheel drive. Underneath the hood is a 1.6 liter turbocharged engine. Check out the wheels, 18-inch wheels. Love the brushed aluminum, love the darker gray. I think it pops perfectly with this color green. I mean, this thing is just, everybody walking by is just, it grabs your attention and doesn't give it back. As we go down the side, I think one of the best parts of this Kona is how low it is. And from the factory, you're gonna get the roof rails, which you could then attach crossbars. If you wanna put your kayak up top, if you wanna put your bike up there, the wonderful thing is you're not gonna be reaching very high. So you have a very nice lower roof line, and that's gonna help with you and all your adventure activities. Really thought it was smart that they brought the green onto the side mirrors. You have very slim, very trim turn signal markers here. You know, a lot of the other companies are using the larger type, very slim, and I think that's just an extra touch just to clean it up. As we go down the side, you can see the very distinctive body line. So you have really nice flared, almost like a flared fender look as it comes down into the lower portion of the fender, and then from the door all the way back. And I really like the silver. They took the silver from the side, brought it from the front to the side with a little bit of that flat black. Really like the style. As we transition down to the back area, a very nice roof spoiler. This is definitely going to help with aerodynamics. You can see how they extended with the black plastic all the way back. And what's nice is by going with the black, I like the way it separates this part of the pillar from the roof. Really gives it a nice distinct look. And then I think Hyundai's doing some amazing thing with their taillights. Look how slim and trim those LED taillights are. I like how clean the back is. It's nice and flat, nothing sticking out. I even like the way that they took the reverse lights, your turn signals, integrate them down here. There's more of that silver and darker color all the way across, and very clean. No exhaust hanging down, nothing like that. Very nicely done, kind of gives it a nice little tidy cohesive package. Let's go ahead and check out that turbocharged engine underneath the hood. All right guys, here we are underneath the hood of this 2019 Hyundai Kona. This one is featuring, it's a limited trim, so it's featuring that 1.6 liter direct injected turbocharged engine. What's nice is that you're gonna have engine options. So you could go with the 1.6 turbocharged, or you could go with a 2 liter naturally aspirated like a lot of their other cars. At the end of the day, with this 1.6 liter turbocharged engine, you're looking at 175 horsepower, 195 foot-pounds of torque. 0 to 60, this is the fastest in the category. 6.6 seconds. It's mated to a very slick shifting DCT transmission. Even quarter mile, 15.2 in the quarter mile. This thing weighs around 3,250 pounds. And when you're looking at MPGs, because obviously at the end of the day, if you're going this route, you're gonna wanna have some nice fuel savings. You're looking at around 23 in the city and 29 on the highway. Nice clean engine compartment, everything is simple, which is good. And it's nice to have those choices between the naturally aspirated or the turbocharged. Let's go ahead and fire up this inline-4 turbocharged engine and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside this 2019 Kona. If you're wondering what is this color called, it's actually kind of cool. It's called Lime Twist. And I think that's the neat thing about this car is that it's cool, it's fun, it's sporty. And with that limited trim and that turbocharged engine, you're definitely going to have some sport there. If you're wondering, well, what does all this cost? You're looking at MSRP around $26,900 the way that you see it. Let's go to the door panels. Lots of black, but you know what? It's soft material on the armrest, a leatherette style material. The leatherette material is on the back portion of the door. The only place where it gets really hard to the touch is going to be the top portion of the door panel near the base of the window. I do like the gloss black on the door opening handle, which is a nice touch, and you can see the Infinity sound system that this Limited has. As you transition into the car, you do have some very nice softer material on this portion of the dash. It's a little bit harder up here, but I like what they did by taking that gloss black and that green, that twist lime color brought into the interior of the car. I think that was so smart. Here's something that's interesting. Would you believe that dealerships are fighting over this color? Many people thought when they first came out with it that they would just sit on the dealers' lots. Dealers are actually trying to gain access to fight for these cars. I like the very slim, very trim iPad style of infotainment, very easy to use. You have your nice swipe feature, just like on your phone. This thing does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, so you're not gonna have to worry about that. As we transition down, this is what I like to see. I like to see these extra touches around the air vents. You have your AC controls. It's not dual climate, but it works very easy, simple to see, simple to understand. Wonderful little cubby area. Let me get that out of there. Very nice cubby area. You got your USB 1, 2, and a 12 volt. What's cool is the USB lights up. Very nice touch. Around the shifter, this has heated seats. Speaking of the shifter, remember, 7-speed DCT. I love the trim. I love the leather on the shift knob, leather boot, and they even brought that lime twist color onto the shift boot. I'm going to call this the Sprite color. There's probably a trademark there that's getting violated, but definitely this is the Sprite edition of the Kona. Easy to use, easy to understand, good old-fashioned e-brake. I would like to see some leather boot around this and a leather handle. 2 cup holders, and then a nicely padded armrest. Pretty deep. Nothing really to write home about though. There's no USB or anything. All that is featured up there. And then the seats. I like the style, love the trim, love the color. They're heated. Would be nice in a magical world to be ventilated. But remember, MSRP $26,900. And then looking up top, you have a nice gray headliner and a good sized sunroof. These are the types of things that you see in these types of Hyundais at a great price. Why don't you come on over to the business side of things and I'll show you what it's like behind the wheel. Come on over. All right, guys, behind the wheel of the Kona, I really like the way these seats are fully electric assisted. Lots of maneuverability to get it tailored. Pretty good length on the bottom. Nice lumbar support. A little bit of bolstering on the side. Feels good. I'm 6 feet tall, so you can see even with the sunroof, plenty of headroom. Love the shape of the steering wheel. Like the gloss black that they bring in, and they really went wild with the lime twist color. I like the way they brought it all the way around the wheel, and then I also love how easy it is to see those gauges. Very good font, very clear, analog tach, analog speedometer, and then you have that info section in there. Obviously somebody had the music playing, they were jamming out, but you could go through to tire pressure, all different settings where you could change for your door sounds and lighting. There's your fuel economy. Real nice to have all those displays. Keyless entry, keyless ignition, push button start. Really like just the overall layout. Plus you're going to get all the safety features, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring. Let's go ahead and see what it's like to be a passenger in a Kona. Let's go check it out. All right guys, backseat time of the 2019 Kona. Here's where the ride is going to get a little bumpy. It's a little dark back here. There's a lot of black. You do have that lime twist color brought into the seating, but other than that, there's not a lot going on. There's no USB jacks. There's no rear AC. You have the black plastic on the back of the seats, which I know there's lots of parents out there that find this to be very popular when your kid's kicking the seat, but I would like to see it wrapped in full leather. You have the little cargo net, which I'm also not a big fan of. The seat is very firm, and there's not a lot of headroom, but that's the nature of the beast. This is a compact SUV, so you're gonna lose some of that headroom, and as you go further south, it gets really tight really quickly. I mean, I'm sure Tom will show you how close the back window is to the back of the seat. I do still love the style of the seat. I just wish it was a little bit more softer. And then when it comes to armrests, very nice, simple armrest, full leather. I like the way they put the cup holders horizontal, so you have plenty of elbow room here, and it goes back very easily. I guess the big question is, since it's a compact SUV, let's go check out that cargo area. All right, guys, here's probably one of the biggest joys of owning a compact SUV like the Kona, that low roof like I was telling you about, and then let's go ahead and see what kind of space we have. Open up the tailgate, and actually, it's quite surprising right off the bat. It's a very large opening. These seats are gonna fold down 60-40, very nice, very easy to do. And then just the amount of space, it's just nice to see. And I think that's what makes this car so great, is that it's versatile. Not only are you gonna be able to put stuff up on the roof, but you can put plenty of stuff inside with that 60-40 split. I don't know about you, I'm curious how this drives. Let's go ahead and take it for a spin. Guys, we're in the 2019 Hyundai Kona and leaving Hyundai Newport Richie. Like the overall feel in here right off the bat. Seating position is great. Visibility is really, really wonderful, especially out that back window, which is surprising because it's not the largest of rear windows. I'm gonna go ahead and get on the loud pedal. It actually has a little bit of oomph there. That was a pleasant surprise. Remember, with this, you get that wonderful DCT 7-speed gearbox, and it really just dropped, and then we were off, which is very nice feeling in a compact SUV. There's so many of them out there that are naturally aspirated, and they're slow as a slug. This thing actually has some get up and go, which is very refreshing. Overall, the handling of the car, the steering, it's fun. It's actually a fun little car to drive here. Get on it. I have it in sport mode. You actually have two different modes by pressing a button right by the shifter. There is a drive mode button, which will put you into sport or normal, whatever your flavor of the day is, however you're feeling. And what's also great with this car at this price point is you're going to get the whole suite of safety features, which is very nice and reassuring to have. You know, a lot of people, when it comes to style of these iPad infotainment, and that's just a name I'm using, obviously, but it's like an iPad. A lot of people don't like them, but I'm telling you, it's easy to look at. There's no glare, and it allows the dash in front of it to be lower. So it's sort of like one of those things where, yeah, maybe aesthetically it's not the sexiest looking thing in a car, but when it comes to usability, it's much easier to use than a traditional infotainment screen that's sort of embedded into the dash. Love the splash of colors. This is what I was telling you about in some of my other reviews, especially the Elantra Sport, is that it's a sea of black in here, except for the color that they brought in. So very nicely, I'm so glad Hyundai did that. Love the steering wheel, love the size. Just a fun little car to drive, gets decent gas mileage, and it's at a great price point. So that's the wonderful thing. And if you're not into all the bells and whistles, they have different trim levels, even with that 2-liter naturally aspirated engine. Not going to have the oomph like we have in this one, but still just a fun, usable car for every day. I'm telling you, that 7-speed, very, very surprising. This car, for sure, the big word is surprising when it comes to driving. The cabin is very quiet. I think if my biggest complaint with the actual driving experience is going to be the rearview mirror. I know that a lot of these buttons are great to have, especially for like your garage door and all that great stuff, but it's so bulky. Frameless is really the only way to go. Once you go frameless, you never go back. That goes with anything, but especially these rear view mirrors, I like it when they're frameless because it just cleans up the whole look of the car. But I'm telling you, the Kona in this color with these options is a very pleasant surprise. I wouldn't mind driving this every day, to be honest with you. You have that digital display in the center that you could toggle through, tire pressure, fuel economy, those different features. And then it's nice to see a drive mode button to go from normal or sport. I guess the one thing that's surprising me is when you go into sport, it doesn't change red like it does in all the other cars, but that's totally fine and acceptable. Real easy to use the center stack here. I really, really like how easy it is to just toggle through, slide through it. Very clear graphics, very 21st century feel, because I think probably the biggest complaint for a lot of cars is that infotainment. The technology just keeps ramping up very quickly. Let me go ahead and get on it again. You do get a bit of torque steer from the front wheels, but once you have it straight, it's pretty quick. I'm liking it. I really am. If you were to drag race a Subaru Crosstrek, you would definitely leave them in the dust. Because Crosstrek, you're looking at 0 to 60 about 9 seconds. This thing's 6.6 seconds. That's peppy. There's a lot of cars I think you'd be surprising. Even think about a Subaru BRZ, for example. You might surprise a Subaru BRZ owner. I wish that this had dual climate control at the limited trim level. I know if you go ultimate, you do get it, but I think at this price point, 26 grand, it should have dual climate. And then most of the materials, it's hard in this center console area, but really you're not touching much here. I wish they would go soft on the top of the door panel. That's my biggest request for Hyundai, especially on like their Veloster, the Elantra lineup. I would like to have softer touch material on the top of the door panel because I usually like to rest my arm up there, as many other human beings in the world, and it would be nice if it wasn't hard as a rock. The actual armrest is a little bit softer, but your arm is lower, obviously. But very quiet. I think, you know, to have 4 people in here, it wouldn't be that bad of a drive, and you could go hundreds of miles and not have any issues. But watch this from a dead stop. It's crazy the power of this DCT with that engine. Unbelievable what little power that they're packing. Remember, sometimes big things come in small packages, and definitely the Kona is a perfect example of that. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We got more cars to film at Hyundai Newport Richey, so we will be right back. All right, guys, been a wonderful day here at Hyundai in Newport Richey. Definitely got to give a huge shout out to Bill Parenti and everybody else here at the dealership getting these awesome Hyundais to you. They help with that, and it's just so wonderful. If these are the types of things you like to see on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in that comment section. If you are on your way out and you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you. Thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. Check out all my different forms of social media. You know what they're called. All Rady's Rides original content. If you want to get yourself some merch, click that link in the description and takes you right to Spreadshirt. And then finally, the man of the hour out here, Tom Moschner, he actually lifted the back of this Kona about an hour ago. So we're going to do it again, try to get it on film. Thank you, Tom, for everything. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.